So we have finished about, okay, click method, right? Get text we need to discuss. Get text. So basically get text you already know. It will fetch the element text. Whatever the element you pass, that element text it will fetch. And so that's what I don't think we need all these things. But okay, basically we have written a logs. Text is empty or whatever it is. Logs also we're providing here. So get element text. So I have written based on the by locator. So get element. So dot get text. This will return the string type data. See all return type methods we have written. So get element attribute. So you are getting the locator of the element you are giving, and then which attribute value you want, and you are getting that attribute value. So then we have a get element attribute value. So by locator, by web element also we have both. So then get say element CSS value, I'm passing web element, and you pass the CSS property. So all these methods we have seen element dot get CSS value. So everything is a reusable methods we are making out of the methods I explained. One more time I'm covering the methods. So how to fetch the element properties, CSS properties. So element CSS properties. Okay. So next Boolean comments, right? So this is what we started Boolean comments. Is enabled. So if this element is enabled or not, it will check. So that's what this is enabled method. Boolean enabled equal to false. Initially, I'm declaring a variable false. Not enabled, I'm saying. So if element is not null and enabled equal to element dot is enabled. So this method will return a true or false, right? The true will come here. So if element is not null and I'm getting the element status, where it is enabled or disabled. So you will get the status. If enabled, you are saying element is enabled. Else you are saying element is not enabled. So return the enabled label. So value will store, right? So automatically the false will update if this code executes. So that's how it is going to return to it. Then same Boolean is enabled. So by locator. So I'm calling is enabled method, is passing the get element locator. Basically, I need to pass is enabled a method, right? Web element I need to. The get element method returns the web element. So method inside another method we are calling. So is enabled is on top. Here. This method I am calling here. So for this, what I need to pass as a parameter? I need to pass the parameter as a web element. See that? Web element I need to pass. So I'm calling the method. Please observe these methods, how we are calling method inside another methods. That method inside again another method as an argument. These are all the concepts is very, very important. Element I want. The element is written by get element method. So get element of locator. So get element of locator. So that means this method will return a web element. So I'm passing web element for this. See this method inside another method. This method argument is another method. So that's a chaining. One method, another method. You keep on calling the methods in the same class. Next is displayed. So web element. Same logic I used for the is enabled. Same logic we are using for here also. So Boolean is displayed false. If element is not null, then element dot is displayed method. So if it is displayed, it returns true. Not displayed, returns false. So then I am returning that displayed variable output. Then here also similar.
One question.
Yeah.
So that Boolean is displayed inside that parameter. Can we pass the locator directly? Like why are we are chaining the method, but
this one?
no, instead of the second method, can we pass that parameter by locator in the first method itself, like is displayed method?
Is displayed is this the web element, right?
Another parameter, can we like pass some by locator?
Directly, so directly cannot, by locator doesn't give the web element, right? So web element, who will give? Driver.find element will give. That driver.find element is here and the get element is giving. So did you look at the yesterday's code, this get element method? See that. This get element method is inside driver.find element only will give web element, right? No other method, right?
Okay.
So I am keeping this method inside driver.find element. And whenever I need a web element, I am calling get element method.
Okay, yeah, got it.
So that return type of this method is a element, web element type. See that return type of this method is a web element. So when you call this method you have to pass the by locator.
Locator, okay.
So that's what I'm doing.
Okay, got it.
And see this method inside again, I'm flashing method also calling. Automatically it will flash that element. Basically it highlights.
The element will be highlighted while calling the method.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So these are all we called. So many methods are there. Is enabled, is displayed. Yeah, that's what we are doing here. So get element method parameter type is a by. That's why I'm passing by. And the get element return type is a web element. But this method we need to pass a web element. That's what this get element returns a web element. So I'm passing the web element only finally to is displayed method. So is selected also same. Is selected when you will use. So if you want to check whether particular drop down or checkbox or radio button is checked or not or selected or not, if you want to check. So this method checks whether particular drop down is selected or not, or checkbox is checked or not. That's the so is selected method will do. Even for radio button also you will use the same method. So for 3 elements is selected method you will use. Same method I am calling here. If you want to pass web element, you call this method. If you want to pass locator, you call this method. So we can develop the objects, one by page factory, another by plain, right? Only declaring variables. So whichever you are developing, so both methods are available. You can freely call them. Okay. See, check web element. If is not selected, if this element is not selected, then click on that element. See, element click. Again, we have created already element click. I'm calling that element here itself. If you click, if it's not selected only, it will come inside the if block. So it will click on that element, it will check the checkbox. So that's it. Okay. And don't know why we are missing. Okay, no problem if it is not giving any error. Okay. So check by locator. So check, I need to pass an element. So get element of locator. Uncheck. So if he is selected, so the element, then click one more time. So what will happen if you already check one more time? If you click, it will uncheck, right? Okay. So that's what we are doing here. So that's why this condition is a very important. So before doing any action, so what you want to do, that you check it. So uncheck by locator. So these are all drop-down related, and submit method. So basically submit method, you can submit on the forms, registration forms, submit buttons. This submit method is used. So it's a wide method, but so why we are writing, okay, if it is submitted, you are returning true. If it is not submitted, returning false. So that's what we are doing. And select class methods. So we already discussed a select class method, but I'm preparing the methods here. So first, what is the step? Select an option by visible text. So what do you need to pass for this method? Web element, your drop-down element, and which option you want to select. So these are the two parameters you have to pass for this method. And automatically entire code we have written here. So select cell, new select of element, wait until expected conditions, visibility of this element, and then cell dot select by visible text, option to select. This parameter I'm using here. See the parameters how we are using. Declared here in the parenthesis, method signature. I'm using that parameter here. So basically, we need to pass, see this is also element. I passed it here and I'm using here. This is how to use the parameters inside the method body. So we are selecting this option that is just logged. So this option is selected, I'm saying. Next, select option by value attribute. So what we need to pass, web element, string value. So select cell, new select element, cell dot select by value. So you give the value, attribute value. So it will select that option. Select option by index, web element int index. Select object. I'm creating object for select class. Then cell dot select by index. You give the index number. Automatically it will select that option. See that this method get all drop down options. So select cell equal to new select the drop down and return cell dot get options method. And get drop down size. So see that this method I am calling here. Understand? This will return the collection. Again, this method will return the integer. What I am doing, collection name dot get all drop down options and this element dot size method. So automatically you will get the drop down size. So next, get all selected drop down options. So web element. So create object for select class, return cell dot get all selected options. So then this also returns a list web element. So get selected drop down value. So get the selected drop down value. It should return a string type data. So create object for select class, return cell dot get first selected option dot get text method. So this is the get text method. So we are using to get the, you're first calling the get first selected option. Then that will give you the web element dot get text method. So get text method will return the element text. Next. So is drop down option exist. So in the drop down, you want to verify particular option is present or not. So this is the code. Select cell equal to new select and boolean exist. I'm returning. First I'm assuming that it's not there. So list web element option list equal to cell dot get options method. And for int I equal to 0, I less than option list this collection dot size I plus plus. So get the text. So string text equal to get text option list dot get of I. So I'm giving each option text I'm getting and storing in the text variable. If text value matches the, so option to verify, so this one, so exist equal to true I'm putting, then break it. So don't go further, I'm saying. So if it is available, just return true and then so return the exist. Just say exist. Exist variable, we have a, so this will update, right? If it is available, the false will replace with the true and it will break. Loop will break here. So comes here and you're selling this message and return the so true value. So that's the Boolean value it is returning. So do select a drop down value. So this option, select an option using select class based on the given drop down locator. So this is also similar, but no, you are selecting. So different way. So without methods, you are selecting. That's what I'm showing here. Just clicking on that, but this is not that much no, so important. But you will always use select class only if there is a select class. But if there is no select class. See this. Select an option from drop-down without using select class. So we already know this. So first you pass the element. So which option you want to select. This is the method I was asking everybody, but nobody written this. So first you pass the element to this method. List web element, option list equal to element dot find elements by dot tag name option. So if you give option tag, this is fixed. So change this also. So this is fixed. Option tag is fixed. So I'll change this parameter also. Option to select. I'll keep like this. Otherwise, we are confusing, right? Option to select. So I'm going to keep this here. So this is the parameter. So equals ignore case, you have to pass the parameter. So with this element, okay, this element text. So the element dot get text is equal to this, whatever the option you want to select. Both are same. Then I'm clicking on that element. Then, so I'm returning true, but you can break it. So you can break also. But so we are not breaking, but you can break it. So that is important. But so I'm saying just returning true. So it is selected. Otherwise, I don't want true. I just want to select it. So what I can do, I can just simply break this. Break it. Just change that. Okay, these changes, you can make it. Okay. Next, select an option from list box. So list box, you want to select an option. So then, so this is the method. You're giving a collection here. You're giving a collection. Then that collection you're iterating. So once you iterate this, you'll get a web element. So web element dot get attribute of value equals ignore case this option. Then you click on that. Then return true. So just returning true or false. So it's okay. That is, I'm just giving the true or false here. Right. So if you can give a list also, then you call this method. It will select an option. Next. So select an option from list box if list has a UL and LI tag, and this is the code. So public void select option, web element. string option to select. So get first all the options based on the li tag. You get all the elements here. So then use the for each loop to get each element text and then compare it. So that's it, similar, right? So then you have to use a break statement here if it is selected already. Okay, so that's it. Another way to select an option from list box. And this one, public list web element, get elements. So by locator, return driver dot find elements. I'm just passing the locator. So this will return all the web elements. So what this method will do, this will fetch all the web elements. So in the web page. So get public list, get elements text list. So you get all the elements text. See that how we are doing that. So this method will fetch all the elements text. So you have so many elements. So this method fetches all the elements text and returns list. So first one is a list web element list equal to get elements. So this method I am calling, get elements method I am calling. See this method we are calling inside another method. This is a method how can you call one method in another method? See this method, what is the parameter you have to pass? Locator. See, while calling the method, I just passed the parameter name only. Again, not data type, just parameter name, this parameter name. So this method return type is, you already know here. So that's what I have written here. See, as per the syntax, as per the formulas we are following. List string, element text we want, new array list. So I'm going to take each element text, I will add to this collection, this list collection. See that? You iterate first this element list for web element element list. So that get the each element text and store in the text variable. Then add that text to this collection. So which method we have to add to the collection? Add method. So collection, so element text list dot add, and this text I am adding. So that's the one element. Return this one. So it will add all the element text, and every element text is available here in the order. So that I am returning. So each single element exists. It's okay. These are all very simple methods. I don't want to explain this. Okay, let's go now. Actions class. So we already seen screenshot. How can you take the screenshot?
By using JavaScript executor and take a
JavaScript executor.
Takes short method.
Any other comments? How can you take the screenshot? This is one of the interview question, Andy. Using takes a screenshot interface, then you have to call the method get screenshot as method. You have to by heart this. There is no other option for you. If in the interview, if they ask you if you're not answering this is going to be bigger problem. You don't know how to take the screenshot also means That's a problem. That's why I was asking, go through the code. I think you people are relaxing. So multiple times you go through that. That's one of the important point, how you can take the screenshot. So you have to use a takes a screenshot interface and takes a screenshot dot get a screenshot as output type of file. So you can take output type file or output type of so bytes, output type base64, any format you will take, but generally you will take a file only. Okay. So next, why do you need actions class? So actions class mainly used for keyboard and mouse actions you can perform with actions class. So how can you perform keyboard and mouse actions? What is mouse actions? Performing the right click operation, so left click operation and mouse holding.
Click on hold.
So click and hold, all this, and also keyboard actions. Keyboard actions, you want to press any key. How can you press? So drag and drop.
Key down, key enter,
Key down, key up, double click, right click, all these actions you can do with the actions class methods. So they will ask you, how can you perform the right click operation? So there is a method in the actions class. You have to tell, we have to use the actions class, and that will be used to perform the right click operation. Okay. So how can you perform the click action using actions class? So this is the code. So click by actions, you pass the element, automatically it will click. So wait dot until expected condition start, element to be clickable. First it will check whether the element is clickable or not. So act dot move to element. So dot click, dot build, dot perform. So this also you can replace now in the Selenium 4. Now it is took out. So this is not required. Move to element is not required anymore. So what you can do, you can remove that and directly you can write a click and pass the web element. That's what the change happened in the click web element. If you give, it will first move the cursor to there, then it will perform the click operation. That's a click. So click web element, you're clicking on the web element. So click by enter. So you wait for the visibility of that element, and then so you element to be clickable or not, you check it. Then element dot send keys dot enter. You press the enter key. So automatically it will perform the click operation on this element. That's how to use the by enter key also you can press. You can click it. So this method performs click action by position. So you can take the click action by position, move the element to. So move means move to element is moving the cursor like this. So I'm here, right? I can move. So this method will do move the cursor. Then move by offset. So p dot x, p dot y. Okay. So this point object. See, we know get location will give you point object. So p dot x, p dot y based, you are clicking, and so that's how to perform by position also. Okay. Next, mouse over. I already told. Move to element, get element, dot perform. So actions class, we are creating object for actions class. You can see here actions action equal to new actions of driver. So then.
So here that move to element method works, or it is replaced by something?
So here it will just, you are just mouse overing.
We still use that only for click. No
only
need
for click. Click what it will, what they did is before you have to call move to element to dot click, right?
Now straight, okay.
Now you don't need to do that. You just call click of element. Automatically it will move the cursor there, then it will perform the click operation. So that is the new change in the Selenium 4.
Okay.
So
in the only Selenium, for click. It's like...
Not only for click. even for a double click, even for a context click, right? So all the methods, so which are in the actions class, all the methods, if you want to do some action on the element, you don't need to call move to element. It will be automatically. So move the cursor there, then perform the action. If we want to perform double click, that also is same. Again, you don't need to call move to element.
On the top method, click by position, also we can use it, right? Move to element, that's a click.
So here, move by offset, this one. You're giving a position, X and Y coordinate.
Okay.
So that is not here. Directly it is not there. Okay.
Okay.
First you are moving by XY coordinate, then click your column. Right?
Okay.
First you are setting the position. Which position, X coordinate, Y coordinate, you want to move. You're moving by offset. Then you're clicking. Maybe if you want, you can just call move by offset and then
click off element. Yeah.
Click off element you can pass. That also you can do.
Okay. Okay.
Next, double click. See, mouse over, when you will use mouse over, generally, in the web pages, you will see, right, these kind of actions. When you will do mouse over, what scenarios you will do mouse over?
Like
And
to
we
get
need to
any
see hints and
information, like to see the
Anyone?
text, like information, like if we go and mouse over the
Tooltip.
So mouse over on, if you want to see some tooltip of that element too. Or so you want to see some, you want to menus, basically menus, right? You want to mouse over, then only the menu will open to you. Mainly for menus, and to open the menus, you will use mouse over. To open, to get a info of element, you will use mouse over. So such kind of scenarios, you will use this method directly. Next, double click. So you perform the double click operation. See, I am passing directly double click. I'm not moving again. So double click element. So this you can call directly here perform method. So why we are writing there? So make a changes. Okay. So not required in another line. Here we don't need.
So perform method, what does it do? Like
so perform method, if you don't call, action won't finish. Double click won't finish. Perform method is the main one which complete the action. The action will be completed by perform method only.
For click, we can use direct click, but for double click and
anywhere, any action method, you have to use a perform method. See, everywhere we are using perform method. Everywhere you are using perform method. Anywhere you must call perform method, then only action will be completed. Otherwise, action won't be completed by WebDriver.
Okay.
So at the end of this, each actions class, you must call the perform method. Then only action will be completed. See here also I called move to element dot perform. So double click dot perform. See, this is the one, how to perform the right click operation. This is the code. So actions class, first we are creating object. Then action, this object reference dot context click. I'm passing the element, then perform method. See, every method after you have to call perform method, mandatory that one. So how to perform the right click operation? This is the one of the very, very important question. So what is the method you have to tell? So first we have to create the actions class object, an object dot context click method you have to call and pass the element. Okay. Now can you perform the double click operation? So you have to use the actions class double click method. So how can you perform the right click operation? Actions class context click method we have to use. So select item by right clicking. So this is the one, actions class. So first right click, then perform, then click on that element. Okay, so first you right click on the element, then click on that element, which element you want to. So click on this. Key press. So key press, which key you want to press. So action dot key down, key press. So dot perform. So here build is not required. Why we need build? So remove the build, okay? So build is not required. So only one method is there, build is not required. If more than one method is there, you need a build. So remove the build, okay? So on these areas, wherever you are using build, so don't use build method. So action reference, method name, then immediately perform method. Action reference, key down, then perform method. That's it. We don't need any build method.
We used on the top also, like for click. Yeah, here.
So remove this, not required.
So like when chaining of method is used, we'll do that build.
So build is if you are writing multiple methods you are calling click, then send keys, then key down, then all the methods after multiple methods you are calling up from actions class, then you have to call build method. So what that build method will do, it will initiate all the actions. Finally, perform method will finish all of them.
Okay.
That's the build purpose. Otherwise, build is only multiple actions you are doing on the same element. Then only you can use this build method. Next, so this is the menus. How can you select sub menus? You have one parent menu and child menu. So you want to select. So how can you select the sub menu? So you pass the HTML tag. I'm giving a XPath also here. By parent menu locator, by dot XPath. So // HTML tag. See, I'm all parameterizing. Your XPath also we are parameterizing. So // so within double quotes, I'm keeping, because this won't change. Only changed value HTML tag. We don't know which tag. So that tag you give, and then text. So the element text function equal to. So this is the parameterizing the XPath. How to parameterize the XPath? So you have to pass this parameter. How can you pass in the XPath? Single quote inside, again double quotes plus parent menu plus double quotes, then single quote ends. This is how to parameterize the XPath. So then same child menu also. Parent menu and child menu, both we are getting. So please important, these points are very important. Please understand these things. So very, very useful. These are all widely used one in the so wherever you want to write a generic XPath, sometimes parameterization, if you want to do, these XPaths will help you a lot. This is the unique feature sometimes in the XPath, how to parameterize your XPath. So your XPath is common, but one place you want to change it, then how to parameterize that. So this is the way how you need to parameterize. Then first identify the parent element. So get element, and we constructed the XPath here. We got the by data type, and I'm passing the by data type to the get element method. So I'm getting the parent element. Then creating object for actions class, act dot move to element. So here also build is there. I don't want to use build multiple times. So then I'm waiting for something, and element click. I'm clicking on the child element. So clicking on the child element. So this is the one. Otherwise, you can use the actions directly. Actions also. Actions click method also you can use. Act dot click. The child menu you can use. So either that one or this one, both are okay. Element click or that one. So this is how to select a submenus. So I have to write one more method. Please make a note this also. So public void drag and drop. Web element source, web element target. So if we give element, source element and target element, how can you move from source to source element to target place? That's the drag and drop means. So you have a direct method you have, and so create object for actions class. Actions act equal to new actions of driver. Please make a note this code. So what this method is doing, it will move the source element to the target place. If there are the movable objects are there in the web page, you can move source to target place. That is what this method is doing. So act dot drag and drop. So you have a direct method, drag and drop, source and target, you pass dot perform method. So this is the one way to do. So this method performs drag and drop, drag the source element, target element. Drag the source element and drop at the target. Drop at the target element. Drop at the target element. Target element. That's a drag and drop. So there is one more way also you can do drag and drop. So you can use click and hold, move to element, and release method you can use. So how can we do that? So that is the one I want to see. Drag and drop. If I use source and target, one more way, public void drag and drop. So, but the same method won't accept same parameter. Set the code. If I change, it doesn't work out. Drag and drop. 2 I'll give. Drag and drop 2 I'll give. Okay. Otherwise, it won't give you. So it won't accept because it will become duplicate, right? So why it will become duplicate here? So why I given 2 there? So if you see, if you remove the 2, it won't accept. So body inside, whatever the logic you write, so it will say duplicate. Because method name and arguments both are same. That's why it is giving a problem. Then I'm just giving drag and drop 2. So here you can create, so actions act equal to new actions of driver. So first you have to click and hold the source element. Click and hold, what it will do? Click and hold method will hold that. It won't release. Then you move that to target, then release there. That means 3 methods I'm going to call here. Click and hold, move to element to, release method. So all I'm going to call this. So first, click and hold the source element. So how to do that? Act dot click and hold. Can you see that? Click and hold.
Yeah.
Click and hold source. First you have to click and hold the source.
Yes.
Dot perform method. So then you have to
Move to.
act dot, you move the cursor, move the source to target. So move the source to target. So act dot move to element. So give target. So basically we are calling every time perform method is mandatory. Then release the cursor there. Release the element at target. So act dot release method. So you can call release web element or release, just release also you can call it. Dot perform method. So this is the another way to drag and drop the elements. See these methods, all three methods are there in this drag and drop method. So either you can use a direct method or you can use this method also. Okay. Are we good?
Yes.
So this is all the methods how we need to perform. So basically, if you know how to create the methods, then only it will work out. If you don't know how to create methods, Selenium is not going to work out. So you
Move
should
to-
be
Move to element is mandatory here, right? Like with release
Yeah.
to target, we can't give like directly click and hold
No.
source.
No, first you have to move to the target, right?
Yeah.
You click and hold, fine. You have to move that to target, right?
So if we give release of target, it won't do. We have to first
No,
move.
no. So release of target won't work out. You have to move first, then release. Okay, so that's the very clear. Okay. So then still you have few more methods. Writing the methods only. There's so many methods you can create. I want to drag and drop by position. How can you do a drag and drop by position? So let's do that also. Finish that methods, all the actions class methods. Public void drag and drop by. So you will just pass the web element, source element. Just you will give source element and you have to give XY coordinate also. So let's give XY coordinates. Int X coordinate, int Y coordinates. So how much you want to move? So that you can give drag and drop by. Okay, source is there. Where you want to drop there. So that you are giving a pointer. The point is X and Y coordinates. So that you are giving. So again, this also similar actions, act equal to new actions of driver. You are creating object for the class because all these class methods are non-static methods. So how can we call non-static methods? With object reference. So if you create object for that class, then only you can create object. You can call that methods. So act dot. First method is always fixed. Click and hold only. Click and hold the source. perform method. And the second one here you are using move by offset. So what is that? You're moving the element based on the XY coordinates. So act dot move by offset. So you're giving X and Y coordinates, dot perform, then release it. Dot perform. That's it. Or there is a method, straightforward method is there. Drag and drop by method is there. Okay. So drag and drop by method also there. So this method performs drag and drop by X, Y coordinate. This method performs drag and drop by XY coordinates using click and hold method, comma, move by offset method, and release method. That's what I was talking, methods. So you will write a lot of methods here like this. So this is your responsibility in the automation. You will write methods only and calling the methods. See, this is all calling the methods only. And you are creating the method inside another methods you are calling. That is the only topic you will do in the automation. Okay, and what else left? You can do direct method also, you can use a drag and drop by method. Okay, so that you can try it out. That's one thing. And any other methods are left? Yeah, we are good. So all the methods are completed. So actions class is over. So tomorrow is
Ramesh, Muniraj, please ping me after this class, Ramesh. Just 2 minutes. I have small error framework.